Alrighty, welcome back to Interesting as Fork. We'll start off with number 19. This is what an igloo looks like when you build a fire inside. The fire inside melts the inner layer of ice, and the cold outside refreezes it, adding a layer of insulation that can keep the igloo at 60 degrees inside while it's outside at negative 50 degrees. Can it really be a 90-degree difference? Also, it seems like there's not much smoke escaping, is there? Is that smoke over there? We're all suffocating each other inside of this igloo. I'd be a little bit nervous about spending a night in an ice sculpture at negative 50 degrees outside temp. No matter how safe people say the thing is, I'm like, I'll take a hotel. It's cool. I don't know, that would be a cool story. Whale fossil found in Egypt. Actually, this is just a land shark, obviously. One from ancient times, but they're still out there today. A reference that probably no one is getting on this channel. Sorry, it's reference back to some old Minecraft Let's Play stuff. There's a good animation about it though, over on main Captain Sparkle's channel. It's a classic one. If you ever feel like watching that, feel free. It'll give you all the info you need about land sharks, including the backstory on this one here. A flashlight confiscated from a prison inmate. You know what, man? I feel like if you're dedicated enough and ingenious enough to put together a flashlight when you're in prison, are you hurting anyone else with that? Probably not. I mean, I guess the idea in prison is not to be able to allow inmates to have luxuries in order to do things like reading at night, but I don't know. Like, if you manage to figure out how to put that together with resources that you found a way to get from wherever you found the scraps, like it totally looks like something though, and it's like Subnautica, but it's a prison. That's an idea for you guys out there. It probably already exists. People are like, yeah, duh, this is a game that's out there. How have you not played it? It's on like every big person's channel on YouTube. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why you're not getting all the views on your gaming stuff, because you're not playing the prison Let's Play game. Chasing a cruise missile midair. So, is this a test? This isn't just like, all right, we're, I guess it does have an orange tip on it. Be honest. Didn't know that missiles with orange tips were just the same as like a toy gun. I guess that's the universal sign for this isn't the like thing that you need to be worried about. Just a toy. Don't worry, it's fine. Tom Cruise from Top Gun though, not impressed by it. He's like, someone's gonna think that's real and they're gonna be real scared despite the orange tip. Thank you, Tom Cruise. Red light only penetrates about 30 feet underwater, therefore blood appears green at these depths. Just everything down there, just it looks like a black and white photo that has some green coloration to it. Is this legit? Looks like there could be some post-processing on this one. I need more pixels. Are we sure about this? I feel like I've seen a lot of footage from divers in nature shows that's more than 30 feet underwater, and it looks pretty normal. There's something about me that's doubting this. No one would go on the internet and tell lies and get 77,577 upvotes as a result. That would never happen. Maybe I'm just not particularly observant, or divers are never actually more than 30 feet down in nature shows, but the first picture of a black hole. Oh, you bet this guy was stoked to have gotten the first post, knowing that this was guaranteed karma. I can only imagine the flood of posts that came in on this subreddit, the space subreddit, every subreddit where this would be relevant. As soon as the image was unveiled, it's like, gotta get those karma points. I watched, what channel? I can't remember what channel posted the video, but it was explaining kind of how to interpret the black hole image. And the fascinating thing about this, among a million other fascinating things, is the fact that I believe this image is taken basically head on to the ring of matter that's spinning around the black hole. I think it's called the accretion disk. I guess it's like kind of a flat disk, like a Saturn ring kind of thing. It's not just a sphere of orbits, it's actually a disk. But because of the way the black hole warps light, it actually causes the light from the accretion disk to bend around the black hole, causing it to appear to the camera. It causes it to look like the ring is like vertical and just flat like a plate. And then the reason why one side is brighter than the other is because of like a Doppler effect with light. Like the Doppler effect, when you have a race car coming by, it sounds higher frequency when it's approaching, lower frequency once it passes you. That's with sound. With light, it does the same thing with a black hole. Anyway, whole bunch of like nut stuff going on that causes this image to be a thing. It's fascinating. And at the end of the day, it's just a space donut. Nice glazed space donut. Krispy Kreme. A Liger, which is a cross between a male ligon and female tiger. I was trying to find a way to mess that word up. I don't know, tiger, whatever, it's fine. That seems absolutely gigantic. Why does it remind me of a corgi? I don't know, its legs are like too stubby and its body is absolutely gigantic. I can't, like, are its proportions off, or does it just kind of have a lot of belly skin hanging off? I can't tell. It's like a corgi, except it's a cat. Why? And then its face kind of reminds me of a Shar-Pei dog. I don't know why so many features of this remind me more of dogs than cats, but Jesus Christ, that thing is absolutely huge. What the heck? Are lions usually that big? They're not usually that big, are they? Or are just humans not usually petting them for scale? That might be the case. Good Lord, can you imagine that thing just deciding, you know what, human, I don't want you here. You can go now, and it just swipes you. You just go flying over the building in the background. You'd end up on the balcony over there. How do you have the guts to stand next to that thing? That's a mount from a video game, okay? It's a mount, except it's unpredictable and could turn on you at any point. Oh my God. A huge bag of E, estimated worth $1.5 million. That's all. That's all for 1.5 mil. I like how it's so arranged in terms of colored layers. I bet that bag itself would look very nice if you were on one of those things from the bag itself. Also, disclaimer. Do not demonetize. Children out there watching this, stay away from dangerous substances and stuff like that, and do not distribute them, and do not do anything bad, illegal with what you do. This is merely for educational purposes only. To prevent boredom, this elephant is allowed to visit other exhibits. Its face is like, whoa, dude, look at that thing! Wow, how is it able to float in there? I wonder if an elephant or another animal would have the presence of mind to realize that animal is in water? Or would it just be like, whoa, this thing can fly. That doesn't look like birds that I'm used to. That's crazy. Whoa, nature is incredible. I'm fascinated by this. Dude's like poking at why can't I go in there? What's stopping me from, how come I can't go into the floaty place? I want to go into the floaty place. Can you imagine? Like, you're just standing at a zoo exhibit, then the zookeeper's coming, like, yo, you gotta get out of here, we're closing this down, we gotta bring the elephant through, okay? The elephant needs to be entertained by other animals, too. Alright, elephants never forget, okay? They only forget if they haven't been through the exhibits in a while, so they just need to get a little refresher. God, April Fool's Day pranks be like? Is it going away, and then it's gonna be like, just kidding, I'm gonna come back to the island. Oh wait, no, it's gonna get to the coast, and it's gonna be like, ha, you thought that I was gonna wreak havoc. No, just kidding. It's just a prank, bro. I would never actually bring this waterspout onto land and cause damage. Oh my God. Imagine being in one of those buildings, like, all right, this is about to suck. I guess that is kind of how waterspouts go, though, right? Is like, once there's no water to actually feed the waterspout, it just dissipates. So maybe the people in those buildings are like, yep, just another day. Hopefully physics doesn't fail us this time and it just dissipates like it always does. I'm sure it'd be nerve-wracking every single time. What happens when 3 professional soccer players take on 100 kids? It's funny, I was having a conversation in a live stream earlier today. Like, what would you do if you had 100 12-year-olds who were like tasked with battling you to the death? Like, first off, would you even be able to fight back? Because if you won, you would have ended up demonetizing 100 12-year-olds, and like, that doesn't look good. even if it was in self-defense, like no one, everyone's gonna be like, yeah, but they were 12-year-olds. You should have just not engaged. It's like, well, I had 100 of them surrounding me, so what was I gonna do? So anyway, in this situation, these 3 guys were like, we're not holding back. We're demonetizing all of them. That is kind of wild. There's always absolute garbage at being able to use my feet and be coordinated. So you 12-year-old should be ashamed of yourself right now. Couldn't even stop a lobbed header. Pro or not, come on. You're better than this. Each of you should have like gotten up on top of each other's shoulders and thrown each other at the ball to stop it from going in. As long as you didn't hit it with your hands, you would have been fine. Sacrifice yourself. Shopkeeper in Turkey finds a husky pup with no heartbeat and manages to revive him. Oh my god, this is... Oh god, what the heck, dude? Okay, at least we know the outcome of this is good, because this is very sad and distressing to watch. I like how this guy, like, knows how to do CPR on a dog, though? I would have no idea. Like, how hard am I supposed to press to do compressions on a tiny dog? So I'm, like, it needs to be hard enough that it gets the heart going, but probably not too hard. I mean, you do get broken ribs often as a human if you receive CPR. You have to do it hard. And he is dedicated. I'm sorry. As much as I'd want to save the dog, there's also part of me that's like, I don't know where this dog has been to actually full on go for the artificial breathing there. Whew. Bravo. You are a braver, bigger man than I. A couple decided to rebuild their deserted piece of land on 600 hectares in Mores, Brazil. They planted more than 2 million tree saplings. As a result, the site has a whole bunch of different plant, animal, and bird species, some of which were on the verge of extinction. Took 18 years. That's a lot of trees. Pretty cool conservation efforts. I guess, at least when you have a jungle in your backyard, you probably don't have to worry so much about maintaining it, right? It's kind of going to maintain itself. You have a nice manicured lawn and all that. It requires a whole bunch of weekly maintenance, having a gardener come. If you don't have a gardener, it's going to be a lot of effort on your part. This way, it's like, just throw all the trees out there, dude. Put so many in that you don't even have to worry about the maintenance, and then you're going to get a bunch of animals that live there, and you're going to be creating a good, healthy ecosystem. I have a gardener. I'm the opposite of this. The inside of Notre Dame after the fire. Oh, I'm actually interested to see this. So as far as I saw, right, like there is a lot of the cathedral that wasn't burned down. Like there's still a lot of structure remaining. It was kind of like the big dome part that was being restored that seemed to burn. Like those flames were massive. It's actually better than I thought it would look inside. So at least it seems like there's probably an ability to restore it. Granted, it's like some of the original elements of it are damaged and some of it I'm sure is irreplaceable, but it's a lot better than it looked from the gargantuan flames. There's a gnarly stained glass there that seems to be in good shape. All right, better than I thought. The way his upper body barely moves. How do you jump that high? These guys would be really good at doing like the hold my Red Bull thing, jumping across, doing those kangaroo jumps across the rooftop. That's also really impressive. There was back in elementary school, an assembly when I was really young, and there were like these Russian dancers. I can't remember the context for the assembly, or if, I don't know, the school administration was just like, this will be cool. It's one of the guys in this did that sort of dance, and it was really cool. I think everyone after that wanted to try to do the Russian like kicking your legs out dance, and absolutely no one could accomplish it at all. An example of how cameras capture rate changes due to the amount of light being let into the camera. What the heck? Hold on, is that on like auto settings or something? That's got to be on like auto, right? Because otherwise it wouldn't change. I'm assuming it's, yeah, it's like you have auto shutter rate or something in order to cause less light to be let in, so it reduce the shutter rate. Now, honestly, given that I use cameras a lot, kind of for, you know, doing this job and everything, and I still have very, very little sense as to what every option actually does on the thing. I got my f-stop, I've got my shutter speed, I've got my exposure, I've got my ISO, and I don't know, kind of just either make the image brighter or darker. It's about all I see. And the top for the last month, anti-poachers guarding the gorillas selfie. Hold on. Okay, so are they anti-poachers that are guarding the gorillas taking a selfie, or is it a selfie of anti-poachers guarding the gorillas? I'm confused by the phrasing here. It looks like the latter of the two. Look at that guy on the left, though, striking that pose. Like, I've been working on my physique, all right? I see you taking that photo over there. Hold on, okay? Just watch some Zoolander. Gotta get into my blue steel look, or silver steel, because I'm a silverback. I don't know if that's a silverback gorilla. Don't take my word for it. Just in that pose, though, looking super fly, and then you just making sure, you know, don't want to be left out of the photo. Gotta bend forward. Make sure you're not left out, because you've also been working on that physique. Looks so human, and good on the humans as well, regarding the gorillas from poachers. You're doing good work there. Pretty cool that the gorillas like know that the dudes are also cool, kind of chill with them, and like, yeah, you're protecting me. All right, that's pretty sweet. I'll hang out with you, take some photos, have a photo shoot session. I'm down. Maybe one day I'll travel to a place where I could see gorillas in person, other than the local zoo, like in their natural habitat. That would involve me traveling, though, so maybe not. Anyway, that's it for the last month of Interesting as Fork. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you like. Check out the playlist in the description. If you want to catch more of these videos, subscribe if you're not already. And if you want to listen to the music in the outro, link is in the outro and description over on Mere Music. I'll see you next time.